So assembling and painting the new Eduard Royal Class P-51D Mustang in 1/72 scale, the complete 100% new tooling, you know, it's a joy. It's lots of fun. It's very well engineered, but not over-engineered. The kit offers some 3D printed brass parts. It comes with a nice PE set. I mean, you have some PE, but it's not too much. I mean, as I always say, don't go crazy on the PE. They didn't do this. So it's really, yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you want to have a closer look at the kit, the box contain, you just check out the video I'm linking up here right now. So you see what the kit has to offer, and also the 114 marking options, of which you have the difficulty to choose one or two. Actually, you can choose two. That's the good thing, because it's a dual combo kit. It contains two complete kits. Now I started with one. For me, that's enough already. It's summertime. The girls have holidays, means they are at home all day, 24 hours for like 5 weeks, I think. So yeah, I'm doing slow progress, but I'm doing steady progress. So I'm rocking steady, at least. So we will quickly go through the entire assembling and painting of the interior and the cockpit parts. And at the end, I'll also show you some nice photos of the interior and the cockpit. Because the video, if you video record it, sometimes it's a bit difficult with the light to see all the details. So before we get started, please do not forget to like the video so it will spread out like wildfire. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Please subscribe so YouTube will think this channel is actually good. So here are the parts, like the two fuselage halves. I already assembled the air intake down there. There's also a PE part coming with it. That's the other side, the other half of the fuselage. And you can see here also a few small parts that I have assembled, which I want to paint separately. This is the brassin printed seat that I was talking about. It looks like a cage, right? That's for the landing gear, the back one, the back wheel. So as I usually do for priming the interior and cockpit, because there's not too much light entering the cockpit once the build is finished, I always use gray primer and not black primer. For the outside, for the entire model, actually, the outer body, I will use black primer first. But for the interior, I prefer gray, because the paint that you will spray over it will just appear more bright in the end once it has dried. So most of the interior is actually a combination of black and interior green. There is also a bit olive drab. That's, I think, mainly for the seat. And I kind of stopped using pure black for painting the interior. Or, yeah, I think in general on models. Here I used smoke black. I will use any other type variation of black, which is not the 100% pure black, because I think it's just too strong, you know? And if you use a black which already has some gray parts or any other paint, any other color a bit mixed in, it's not 100% very dark, pure black, it will look much better because it's already looking like type of fainted a bit. So for the first time, I'm using the Vallejo metal color in these big bottles here. It's not like the Model Air metallic. These are the ones which I used before. Here I used steel for the interior parts. It doesn't really matter which exact tone you use there, if it's silver or steel or aluminum. This will be in the interior. It will be visible, but not like 100% very clearly visible, so it's okay. Now for the seat belts, I use this ice yellow. That's a model color. It's quite thick. It's not like a Model Air. It's not made for airbrushing. You can airbrush it, but you need to thin it down quite a bit. I think it's a perfect color to paint the seat belts, for instance. It's a very useful color. I never thought when I bought it, I think I bought it for some Japanese kit, yeah, for the torpedo. It was a small part of a torpedo which was in this color, but I'm very glad I bought it because I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. So ice yellow, it's a cool color. So I wanted to test the polyurethane gloss varnish here because I think it has a special, I don't know how you say that. It has a special finish, you know, it has a special ability on very shiny metal colors to keep the shine. Because if your gloss varnish is not as shiny as the metal paint, it will dull it down. So it will kind of turn down the beautiful chrome effect, the beautiful shiny effect you will have. And this polyurethane gloss varnish of Vallejo is quite useful for this because you can also see it when you have it in the bottle. It's not milky, you know, it's clear. Because most of the varnishes, the acrylic varnishes, for sure, they are milky. So yeah, they have to kind of dull it down. Even though they leave a glossy surface in finish, the polyurethane is also the one that I want to use on the outside later. So here is one side completely assembled together. So the air intake underneath, everything is weathered already a bit, but let's now apply some oil stains. Here I'm not using it really for oil stains, it's just as a weathering effect, just a layer. To add another tone to the wash that I applied. The wash was basically to create some fake shadows, and yeah, the oil stains just as an effect, a visual effect. Blue black was the one that I used for the steel paint. Also here, I think I prefer something like a blue-black or a brownish, but very dark brown, or a very dark gray to a real black wash. I just have the feeling that, to me, this 100% black and 100% white, they are too strong, too bright or too dark. So to create some dust effects, I used Schlammgrün, some dry pigments, and I just dry brushed those pigments onto the model, onto the parts where I wanted to have some dust effects. So as promised, here are some of the photos of the finished interior before I have assembled the two fuselage halves, and most of it will be, you know, it will be covered for eternity and nobody will ever see it again. So here we have a last look at everything, a proper look. Let's see how much will be visible in the end when the model is finished. I'm going to build it with an open canopy, so I hope a majority of it will still be visible. So as always, I just had a spontaneous idea in this non-scripted video. Please guys, leave a comment. Please rate this kit. Now, after what you have seen now, please rate the kit. Will buy from 1 to 10, like 7 out of 10 will buy. Will you get it or not? So yeah, it's Mustang time. One of my most favorite aircraft of all time. I think the design challenge on this one was solved like almost perfectly, you know. The design is just it's in itself very balanced, very nicely, you know, the curves, and it's just a beautiful aircraft. And most of all, when you see it flying in the air, it's an incredible experience. Now, on 2 occasions, I had the opportunity to actually see one, and believe me, you know, it was goosebumps all over. It's crazy. And also, when that thing comes flying in directly, like straight at you, you almost don't see it. You almost can't see it. The silhouette gets so thin, and then the NMF, you know, the silver, the metal, in the sun, like it's almost invisible. Like when you see it, it's already too late. But I hope it's not too late for you to like the video if you enjoyed the content. No, let's say like the video if you think the P-51D Mustang is one of the most beautiful aircraft ever. Dislike the video if you think it's one of the most ugliest ever. And soon I can start paint the baby, and I will use Vallejo acrylic metal colors. And if you want to find out if acrylic products, paints, thinner, flow improver, are any toxic, any harmful for your health or not, if this is really true that they are completely not harmful, check out this video.